This video is brought to you by Sailboat. Visit sailboat.com for all your project supplies, tools, and instructions.
Hi, I'm Matt Grant, and Jeff Frank's here with me too. We're going to show you how to flake or fold an Islander 37 mainsail. And in order to fold a sail like this, you'll often find that you have battens that go very deeply into the body of the sail, and especially as you near the top of the sail, that's definitely the case. And if you have full-length battens, it's certainly the case. So the first thing you want to do before you get ready to flake your sail to bag store them is you want to remove those battens. And this particular sail has batten pockets that flare wide at the top so that you can push the batten forward into the elastic at the end of the batten and push it up until it pops past the stitching, and then you can pull the battens out. So once we have all the battens out of the sail, we're now ready to show you how to fold it. I'm at the luff edge of the sail and Jeff's at the leech edge of the sail, and I'm also of course near the tack corner of the sail, which in the case of a mainsail is going to be pretty close to a 90-degree angle. What we want to happen when we flake or fold this sail is we want the luff to stack on itself as near possible on top of itself, and then we want Jeff to have to move toward me as we flake the sail. So you'll see that happening here in a second. What you want to do first is you want to lay the sail out somewhere flat in the grass is usually what you want to do. You don't want to do it on a rough surface where concrete or anything really abrasive can damage the stitching of the sail. So here we're doing it on an epoxied floor, which is really ideal. And what we're going to do, so we stretch the foot out fairly flat, and then we're going to go about 2 foot up from the foot corner of the sail, and Jeff and I are going to apply pressure across the sail parallel to the foot, and then we're going to reach up about another 2 foot, pull across to one another tightly, and then bring that fold down to the foot edge of the sail. And now we come back, and I'll put my hand down hard here, and Jeff will too, over the top of the first fold, and do the same thing. So another 2 foot up, fold, and you notice how the luff is starting to stack on itself. And we'll continue this process all the way to the point that we reach the very head of the sail. Now while we're doing this, I'll point out, if you have a newer sail, this is quite an old sail, but if you have a newer sail where the fabric is very stiff, you will see from folding it that you'll have pretty sharp creases throughout the sail from flake folding the sail. And it is not important, nor is it desirable, to continue to fold at the same creases. You should try and mix things up. Otherwise, you're creating weak spots by creating hard bends in the fabric over time. So in order to mix things up, decrease or increase the amount of flake width. Now on a mainsail like this, it would be best to roll the sail from the luff to the leech or the clew. So we're just going to simply, or you could fold it. You can either fold or roll. Usually for larger sails, we think in terms of rolling because you'll get a more compact package, and then you're not adding additional creases to the sail too. Now the reason that we're rolling it this direction is when I pull this sail out of the bag and I'm ready to thread the foot onto the boom, I now have the clew here and I have the foot rope or the foot slides accessible. I can raise the sail to the boom. I can start to feed the clew corner foot bolt rope into the boom groove, and then I can slowly start to unroll the sail as I'm installing it on the boom. And if I do everything carefully, it'll all be quite organized when I'm ready to raise the luff up the mast slot. And that's really all there is to preparing the sail to be stored in its sail bag. Okay, in front of us now is a laser mainsail, so a very popular small boat. And what we want to show here is we want to show that this sail has battens in it, And I don't want to remove the battens because it's just not convenient when you want to get your sails out and you're ready to rig things up. So what I'm going to show you how to fold the sail, leaving the battens in place. And the way we're going to do that is we're going to flake fold the sail going perpendicular to the leech. So, all right, so Jeff's up near the head and I'm near the clew foot of the sail. And what we want to do is we sort of look across to one another and we want to look at the end of the batten that protrudes the furthest into the sail. And we want to put our hand so that it is, if we drew a line between his left hand and my right hand, it would be parallel to the leech edge of the sail and it would basically intersect the end of that longest batten. Then we reach over and grab the material, pull straight across and flake fold. And we do that for the very short amount of time that it takes to flake the sail vertically. And now what we would do is we are simply going to fold or roll the sail in a manner that the battens are parallel to the roll. Since this is a laser sail and it has a sleeve luff, it doesn't really matter which direction we roll from. If this had a bolt rope on the luff, then it would probably be best to roll from the foot up so that the head was available, the bolt rope at the head was available to start sliding in the mast right away. So I'm going to fold this corner up again so that this bottom edge is pretty much parallel to the battens. And then I'm just going to simply start rolling it. And I don't know if you heard our comments on the last sail that we flaked and folded, but you want to do this on a surface that is not going to be damaging to the stitches of the sail as you pull the sail across the surface. So grass or a smooth surface that is non-abrasive to the threads. And once this is rolled, I have a nice compact package despite the fact that the battens are in there, and I can now slip this in my sail bag and I'm ready to go for the season. If I don't have a sail bag, you came to the right spot. Sailrite, we sell all the materials you need in order to sew your own sail bags, anything canvas you need for your boat, or to do any repairs on your sails at the end or the beginning of your sailing season. This is a light air genoa for an Islander 37, and what we want to do is we want to show you how to flake or fold the sail to store it. There are no battens in a genoa like this, so there's nothing in the way of battens or stiffeners to remove from the sail. So we want to lay it down on a smooth surface or something like grass that is not aggressive and won't damage the sail stitches as you pull the sail across that surface. This epoxied floor works perfectly. What we want to do is we want to stretch the foot of the sail out so that it's nice and straight and tight. And then I've got my coworker over here, Jeff, and he's at the tack corner of the sail. I'm at the clew corner of the sail. And we're both going to put our hands roughly 2 foot above the foot edge of the sail and parallel the foot edge of the sail. And then with our other hand, we're going to reach up about 2 feet and we're going to pull across to one another in a tight manner and create a fold. And then we're each going to move a little bit forward in the case of a sail like this, and we're going to pull an equivalent fold. Okay, yeah, pull hard. If you don't pull hard, it doesn't flake as nicely. And pull across. And you can see how we're moving our hands to the previous fold and pressing down and then pulling across to create the folds. This particular sail, then now all we need to do at this point is we need to start rolling or folding it so that it will fit in our sail bag. And you'll notice that Jeff is starting from the clew corner, and there's a good reason for that. Once we have this whole sail rolled and we are ready to put it on the boat, when we're ready to sail again, what you want to be able to do is you want to be able to pull the sail out of the sail bag, and you want to be able to take it to the bow of the boat and connect your tack grommet, and then you want to be able to basically just fling the roll of fabric down the side deck of the boat and have it be flaked and ready to find the head and thread the rest of the sail up the forestay, and you're ready to sail. So preparation and the way you fold the sail always is a nice thing to do for your crew. And next thing he'll do is find his sail bag and stow the sail. All right, so we've got our sails folded and ready to put away for the season. And you'll notice in front of me for this older boat, we've got one brand new sail bag here, and we've got one that looks like it's got some holes in it, and we have one without a bag at all. So we need to make a bag for our laser sail. We should probably not bother to patch this bag because the nylon cloth that's used for sail bags is so inexpensive, we can just make a new one. And fortunately, you have a source and sail, right? You can buy, what would you use?
8-ounce nylon bag cloth. Cordura works well. You can use even Sombrella if you wanted to.
If you want a special color.
Yeah.
So, all right, so we could do whatever we want for bags. We even have bag kits for that. And then Jeff, let's talk a little bit about storing these sails. Where would you put them?
Well, you'd like to store them in preferably an area that's not going to get a lot of moisture to it. It could be in the boat. It could be, I would store mine in my house because that's what I have. But if you do store it in a boat or a barn where you're not going to be around, it's a good idea to put some mothballs in with it or around it because it will keep the rodents away from chewing them up. And that's something that you may have experienced before. We certainly get a lot of calls in the spring for it.
But if they do have rodents that do that, we've shown them how to do that in this whole series, haven't we?
Yeah.
And what about hanging? If I'm a small boat sailor and I have like laser sails, a lot of my friends have said, "We'll just go hang the sail from the rafters in your outdoor shed." Is that a viable approach?
You can hang them, and depending on the situation, you may still get issues with that. If I'm going to put them anywhere out in a barn or a shed, I'm putting mothballs somewhere around it. I do that for even my yard equipment to keep the rodents away because they'll just damage anything with cloth.
Great. All right, well, thank you all very much for watching our series on folding sails, and if you have any questions, give Sailrite a call.
Be sure to watch our video showing how to inspect your sails for next sailing season, where Jeff Frank, Sailrite's sail designer, explains how to check and repair a set of sails for the Islander 37 sailboat. For more free videos like this, be sure to check out the Sailrite website or subscribe to the Sailrite YouTube channel. It's your loyal patronage to Sailrite that makes these free videos available.